Yes, I'm so glad you asked me about this. So I've seen this happen with school children, because we do some work in schools as well as young adults, where you take the student through a journey. And you start with very simple first principles. We do a lot of geometry, so we are teaching how to draw a circle with compasses and how to develop squares and other geometric figures out of this. And then you look at nature and see how plants are growing and the principles behind that growth, and you start developing new designs. And this is something that I've seen children from 5 years old to children at like 90 years old really kind of embrace this whole process. Now, what's fascinating to me is that when you ask one of these students to teach what they've just learned to someone else, and that handing on of knowledge to someone else, and you see them becoming, they own that knowledge. They are able to explain not only how you do it, but why you do it and what it means. And that sort of ownership of that process is really quite a remarkable thing. In our center in Baku, that center is focused on product development, and we've got different strands of woodworking, batik, jewelry, and ceramics that center does. And when we first started there, we had a group of young people. They kind of finished high school. They were wanted to be artists, and they just knew they wanted to be artists, but they didn't have a kind of sense of ownership of it. And what we did is we had them look at their own cultural heritage. We went to buildings. We taught them how to draw the geometric patterns on it. We reconnected them to their heritage. And over a 3-year program, they developed their own brand. And this collection of items in this brand, very, very beautiful, ended up being given as state gifts by the First Lady of Azerbaijan. But they became the advocates for themselves. They were the ones that at the beginning had no confidence, were standing up, talking to the media, saying, this is the story behind my piece. This is where it comes from. This is how it is not only about my journey as an individual artist, but it's about my cultural identity and the contribution that I am making to that cultural identity and how I'm part of a thread of tradition.
Thank you very much. And I think that's the really key thing, isn't it? That craft, because it has such a heritage, it enables somebody to feel connected. And I think quite often school leavers can feel very kind of separate from, they're, like you say, trying to work out where they fit in the world. And they can feel that they don't quite fit in the world they're seeing. And especially with prisoners, we'll see that, which is they kind of feel forgotten. They can feel very disconnected. And so if you can connect them with something that's giving them all these skills and giving them these great, techniques they can take forward to potentially get a job, but also connecting them with something that's so much more fundamental, which is that heritage, that's something that is beyond the fact that they're a prisoner. It's a new identity. It's that they're part of a tradition. And Your Majesty, I think that's something that is fundamental to your work.
I gave myself 1 minute just now because I wanted to listen to everybody. So I'll go through what everybody has said. But we go straight to the Prince Foundation first. You mentioned something about the royal patronage. I find that in Malaysia, being who I am, I use that platform to reach out. I am unlike other people. I am able to command, to order, to tell them what to do. Now, I'm able to go into prison anytime I want. Going into prison for me is, as you said just now, is all about teaching them skills. But for me, it's more about accepting them as a friend. I go in, I tell them how much I appreciate their work. Give them, boost up their ego a little bit, Society shuns these people when they go out. So for me, it's all about when they come out, social inclusion. Yeah. So if you mentioned just now about Our Lady who went all out and teaching them skills, this is what we are doing there. We have to teach. The Asians are rich in cultural heritage. It's something that has to be passed down. So I find myself, Fatima is at the back there. A few years ago, we presented a paper in Thailand. I was a keynote speech, and my paper was the role of the palace in the revival of the Malay cloth. So I have a role to play as well. But it's because I'm passionate about arts. If I have no passion about it, I can just be a patron and just go around, yeah. No, I am deeply involved here. And to be seen wearing a dress at my coronation, wearing a dress as woven by prisoners. And you go in, I sat with them, and I drew what I wanted. The first thing when my husband became king, I know these 3 guys there came to me, you have to wear something that comes from prison. I said, of course. They thought, what, you think I would buy lace from Paris or Italy or something? No, I'm going to wear something from the prison. This was what happened when my niece got married 2 years earlier. So when my niece had ordered some beautiful lace from France, then I asked the prison, I said, can you weave me something? I just want to give my niece as a wedding present, but not for her to wear at her wedding. It's just as a present for her. So just 2 weeks before the wedding, I came down, I gave her the fabric. This is for a gift, my gift to you. My brother saw it. He's the Sultan of Johor. He saw it and he told his daughter, you are wearing this. So after the day after the wedding, the whole of Malaysia wanted to know what did the princess wear for the wedding. And I put it on Twitter. I said, she wore a dress woven by the prisoners. So when it was my turn, where it's like getting married again, like having the coronation, you sitting up there like a bride nicely. So I said, no, I will wear something. So they actually made five suits for me, 5 pieces of beautiful fabrics for me to choose. It's up there, as you all can see. Those are actually, I designed it myself, but it was woven by the prisoners. And you mentioned about the university. I have here my trustees in my foundation. We work together with the university, in UTM, University is UITM, Institute of Technology Mara. We work with the art school. What we do is we don't send, they don't come to teach the prisoners, but we send our wardens there to have lessons. Because the wardens are the one who teach the prisoners the art of weaving, and they design. And these wardens upstairs, as I said many times, these wardens have never had art lessons in their life. They don't have no inkling about art, no weaving, no nothing. They went and they learned, and from just making, as I say, horizontal and vertical stripes, now you see what they're producing, the finest quality. If you mentioned just now about quality, I do say, I insist on that quality must, you don't just go into prison and make them do, no. You must come up with the finest quality. But I am lucky, as I say, that they allow me to go in and out of prison anytime I want and to share whatever artistic knowledge that I have with the prisoners. I sit with them, I talk to them, I treat them like a friend. And every time I go in, I tell them how much I appreciate the beautiful fabrics that they've woven for me, because to champion a cause, as I keep repeating, to champion a cause, I must be seen wearing it. Yep. So under a royal patronage, if you have the Prince Foundation, last year I visited, was in the Chelsea barracks. I came back and I called my museum director. I said, we are setting up one exactly the same in Pahang. So this is what we're doing. My next step is I'm setting up the Queen's Foundation for arts, teaching us to train everybody there. And the other thing that we're doing is, just like you all as well, I'm setting up the King's Village, where we will accept Every prisoner that has learned all these skills that they learn in prison, they come out. As I repeat, it's about social inclusion. Society shuns them. They've learned sustainability, how they've learned all these things in prison. It's a waste to see such talent just go down the road. They come up and they repeat the same offense. As you say, 46% go back into prison. Some of these prisoners do not even want to leave prison. They say they want to be in there because their family do not accept them. Nobody wants them. So we are setting up this village in Pahang that the government has given us land where I'll set up workshops. I'll provide the housings as well. And we'll help them sell. We'll help them produce. And this is what we're doing, regardless of whatever skills that they learn in prison. And from the 39 prisons in Malaysia will be the Abdullah village. I call it my jailhouse rock production. No? And we also, as you know, with all these baking things that they learn, or the food that they're producing as well. So we've got an idea there that they will set up a franchise of Jailhouse Rock Cafe. We're selling all this food. So this is, for me, I mean, I'm very proud of the prison. I'm very proud of what they're producing, this high quality, whatever craft that they're producing. And last year, just to like to share with you all, they got an award for sustainability and social inclusion, the training that is done in prison to prepare the prisoners for life after that. It's giving hope to them, but accepting them back into society is our duty, and that is where I come in. Thank you. But I have the support of everybody, right? But most of all, it's my husband. My husband encourages me, and I get all the support from all these wonderful ladies here and the men there. They understand my vision. They understand what I want. And whenever I go into prison, I'm in my element. And whenever I go into prison, I'm in my element.
Thank you so much. And as I said at the beginning, when you were saying that you were hoping to learn from us, I think we're sitting here in awe of the fact that if we could have someone championing in the UK system, as you do in Malaysia, we would be able to, take some of the pockets of great stuff that's happening and make them more kind of apparent throughout prisons. We are very lucky in the UK prison system that there will be occasionally governors or someone in a prison that is a real catalyst for change. And we'll have prisons that are setting up on a smaller scale things that you're talking about, where they'll say, yes, I can harness something and take that forward. I've seen it work and I want to build on that. But unfortunately, because we don't have anyone kind of really leading that from the top, some of those things are lost and we don't believe that they're happening even. So, you're kind of saying if that dress is worn and then it's seen by everybody, but that's such a local scale that we have here, or very small scale. So a prison might have some great contacts with its local community, but then it's not nationally known. And likewise, work that you might be doing might not be known by us, and equally what we're doing might not be known by you, just because there isn't a champion for it that's just putting it on our agenda. And it's just so interesting and so amazing to hear that there's, that you're able to...
I even brought an ex-prisoner with me. He's the guy that was weaving every day up there. So Awi has been working with me now for 5 years. I have 3 of them working for me. Every time I go into prison, and I know I'll tell the prison board as well, is anybody going to be released soon? Ask them whether they would like to work for me. So I provide them with housing as well. And I know when the first time we came to work, I could see the other workers in my little company there. They were like a bit scared. But now they're friends, So this is... So because maybe I sit on the floor with them, so I want to show them. There's nothing wrong at all. People do mistakes. I keep repeating, we do mistakes. Imagine ourselves in their position. That's it. Just put ourselves in their position.